Hey, it's Ben Wise, ZOAR Fitness, and this is the name game. Workout number 30 is black eye. For time. So it is 18, 15, 12, 9, 6, 3 of a Burpee Box Jump, 24 or 20 inches for males and females respectively, and a hang power snatch, 75 pounds, 55 pounds respectively for males and females. It has a 20-minute time cap. For most people, they should not be getting time capped. For a lot of people who have the movement proficiency, they're going to be well under that time. So one more time, this is going to be going 18, 18, 15, 15, 12, 12, 9, 9, 6, 6, 3, 3. Now, let's go over movement standards. The Burpee Box Jump is not a jump over, it is a Burpee Box Jump. So in other words, you got to go from chest on the deck, chest actually touching the floor, to jumping up on top of the box. It has to be a jump, it cannot be a step up. And then your hips have to lock out at the top of the rep. So everything has to be stacked in your lower body. Come to full hip extension on the top of the box, and then of course you're allowed to step it down. In the hang power snatch, it has to be stacked overhead with elbows locked out and everything in line. Like it can't be out in front of your body, it's got to be in line with your body. And then in the hang, it has to be a straight arm. So you can't keep those elbows bent a little bit when you're in the hang and then throw it back up there. No, elbows got to straighten out the whole way. So if you are someone who wants to do a hip snatch or like a hip throw, like single action hip throw is what I'll probably use, make sure that you're wide enough with your hands that you're able to keep those elbows locked out when you actually get to your hip. Just another thing to think about. So again, you're allowed to hip snatch, you're allowed to like kind of use the traditional hang snatch, or like the thigh pause hang snatch, different variations of that cycling. As long as it comes down to your hip with straight arms, you're good to go. Let's talk about setup. So you're gonna set your bar relative to your box 90 degrees. So if this is your box, you're gonna set your bar like this. Again, what that allows for is you to do your burpees and just jump up, but then you can just come down, turn 90 degrees, and your bar's right there. And again, for whatever reason, your bar's out of the way enough, but it's also very close where you can just do that quick little turn and be right there. So 90 degrees from your box is where your bar is going to be. Other workout thoughts is the power snatch, the hang power snatch, there's a buy-in to that movement, where the buy-in to that movement is to do a deadlift, or like a snatch grip deadlift technically, but you have to bring it up to your hip first, pull it off the ground, and then you can go into your hang snatch. So, in other words, every time you drop it, you have to do that extra snatch grip deadlift to get it up to your hip to be able to do the next rep. So, if you broke this 18 times in your first round, so if you did all singles, that means you did 18 extra deadlifts. Obviously, there's a point of diminishing returns in terms of breaking on this or holding on to this bar. So, in other words, you don't want to break too often where you're forced to do that extra buy-in, but also you don't want to try to hold on to unbroken if that's not a smart idea for you, because it's going to spike your blood pressure and spike your heart rate. That's the balance that you have to strike, like figuring out what break strategy am I going to use that allows me to hold a good, sustainable, rhythmic pace on my Burpee Box Jumps. And I would really encourage you to write down your break strategy. Literally on like a whiteboard or some big piece of poster paper, a nice big bold writing where even when you're WOD drunk, you can see it and be able to very clearly know, okay, this is the set I got to do when I'm on my bar. And even possibly have like an A and a B break strategy where like plan A is if things are going right and I feel good, and plan B is if I'm messed up in the workout and I really just don't feel very good, I'm going to make sure I hold myself to this. So for example, in the set of 12, my plan A strategy is 7-5. If I'm not feeling good, my plan B strategy is 5-4-3. But definitely write it down. Like in the round of 18, I'm going to go 7-6-5. In the round of 15, I'm going to go 6-5-4. Have your break strategy written down so you know. And then if you hold yourself to that break strategy, it's pretty simple. You are just then making up any extra time that you can with your cycle speed on the Burpee Box Jump. Once again, those reps are so much slower. There's so much more energy consuming, especially in my opinion, even relative to like a box jump over. for example, where you can stay low across the box, or like a Burpee Box Jump over, where like you can literally see I stand up, my hips are at this level, I jump, and my hips kind of do this across, rather than like it actually transferring up high. So one of the things you have to think about is efficiency in this Burpee Box Jump, where you're basically going from like a horizontal action of getting yourself forward and close to the box, and then vertical to get on top of the box. So it's sort of like this sort of action that happens. And there's really two places that I see people becoming inefficient in the Burpee Box Jump, and it's in their steps, getting up to jump, and then also once they've landed again or stepped down again, to get their feet back. They'll take little extra steps in there that really, over the course of the workout, will cost them. And then lastly is the time cap. And really the time cap in this workout, and in some open workouts, and that's why I did it in this way, just aren't really relevant for most people. If you're proficient in these movements, you shouldn't be time capped. So it's just a matter of getting through that work. Yeah, it's not necessarily going to be easy, and it never is, but in part, that's what makes it worth it. So let's get after it. This is the final name game workout for now, because we got the open coming. So it is here, you've put in the work, you've prepped. It's the last little tester, and then we're ready to actually get into the open. So I'm excited to lead all of you through it. You're definitely well prepared. Lastly, for anybody who's not signed up for Pro yet, you can get a 7-day free trial if you head over to ZOARfitness.com/pro-trial. Best of luck on the open, and best of luck on Black Eye.